Okay, I think that's recording. Game capture is not reading any audio yet. Oh, we got background. Let's see, load game. Let's do the modded one. So we're gonna run this for a few minutes. Try and get some trucks running, get some audio there, overlap some vocal audio, and see if the recording actually does anything. Because I'll be honest, I don't know if it's gonna work. Alright, we are in, and this is once again a fully modded game right now for this save. And I do not remember what I was doing. Some markers for range. I hope this thing can do that. You know what? We're gonna swap to the commands. Right here. This one will do that a little better. And yes, I missed time. Profusely. Constant camera tweaking. Down. Up. Is this tedious? Yes it is. I like having the logistics of having to get a crane in here as well. Although, I will admit, it does limit the trucks I can use, as I always have to have a crane ready to load things up. And once again, because I'm lazy, that means I only drive trucks that are a crane bed, crane saddle. And I'm gonna drop off spare parts. I'll open that exit there. Don't take out the trailer. We'll come back and fuel up the thing. Ooh, should I take this through to pick up all the goods down the woods? Because there's... I said stop. Parking brake gonna hold? Is the parking brake's gonna hold? Anyways, as I was saying, there is the oil barrels, which I have started. They are down here in the creek, as well as the concrete mission, I believe. And the wet sand down here is really troublesome for the early trucks. And I've got that new GMC over in the other garage, and it is rear wheel only. And I'm pretty sure it would get its nose stuck in the sand as well. So going in for things like that, those barrels there, I do not think they would do it. Whereas this Kamaz, I mean, it's done well so far. It's got some off-road wheels, it's got 8-wheel drive. I think it could get through those. I think that's the plan. I think our plan is we're going to drop these off. Not even going into low gear, much less ground range. This thing is more than capable. So try to do it. Alright. Great work. Thank you very much. But the AC is going to absolutely destroy audio. Which means, if I'm going to do this, I might have to turn it off. Which does not sound pleasant. It is midsummer. Anyways, we're going to do just some quick testing here. Got a little music playing. Yeah, I can see you staring at me, sir. I know. So this is lovely Michigan. But this, as you may know, is not stock. This is a modded truck, is one of the Z2 mods, the Zetson, little Datsun pickup here. Which I rather like it. I would like to have more mini utes like this, although I will admit I'm already lifted and on mud tires, so a little more than a ute. And we'll pop that in really quick. Bring back our HUD. But I do think this is actually a very nice starter level truck. It is very capable, especially now that I've got on mudders. Comes with all-wheel drive at base. Let's get a little uphill there. But it does have downsides that kind of compensate for its strength. And mostly runs out of fuel very easily. Is surprisingly hungry. I know it's only running like 3-4 liters per minute on the downhill here, but 3 to 4, whereas most scouts would be, you know, about 2. Quite the jump, and it doesn't have a huge tank, so this thing runs out of fuel very quickly if you're not careful. Combine that with the fact that, especially in stock form, it's very low to the ground. It bangs its nose extremely easily. This is not a super rugged machine, especially compared to the Chevy back up there on the hill. So, as far as starting vehicles go, I would say that this is a mod that is relatively balanced as far as that goes, and I've been very much enjoying it. So, I'm here on Michigan. This is just a test recording, really. This is a modded playthrough, but I'm doing mostly hardcore rules. Yep, there's a service trailer. I will need that momentarily. First, I will back up into here. Shut that down for a second. And as I said, or was saying, this is mostly according to hardcore rules, so I pay for fuel, pay for recovery, all that fun stuff. A few tweaks. I could sell trailers, actually sell them instead of just destroy them. So money's not going to be the biggest issue, but still manually loading, paying for fuel, trying to stay just a little bit efficient. However, in the inefficient range, I'm going to try and pull this out of here with the Zetson without destroying the fence. I can do it. There we go. We're just going to yoink this around because, as I remember, there is a GMC over here by the edge of the swamp that needs repairs. So, since we're here, I completely forgot to get that mission. What did I say about 30 seconds ago about trying to be efficient? Dyson Diesel, construction materials by the river. This is the cement. So, pull up the map here. There's a block there we can see, block there, block there. Where is the fourth one? I think it's further down. It's in here somewhere. Oh, right there. I have the Kamaz Mustang on standby here. It's a lovely 8-wheel modified vehicle. modifications galore. But I actually saved up enough money to pick this one up, selling the stock vehicles. And I usually do not have an 8-wheeler by this time of this map, so this thing's capabilities, although it does lack the capability of turning, but aside from turning, 8-wheel drive will absolutely chew up that soft sand down in the creek. So I am going to try and cover those missions now, assuming I don't tip it over here in the ditch. So there's one there, and we're going to dip in through there to that one. Then we can come down, and then we'll come back for the other two, which are, let's see, drop off, that one, and I saw it. I know I looked for it earlier. Ah, that one there. Ooh. Do you know what? Back that up. That one. Drop off. That one. Meanwhile, I'm trying to take out a tree. I'm going to VC5. I don't know if opening the supports in the crane menu is the best idea. I have a feeling it might not set them down the strongest. Yeah. A little bit of a turn there. Good enough. Pack. Restore crane. For the most part, putting down the supports in the crane menu is quicker, and it seems to function as well as it usually does, let's be honest. The hydraulic supports for the cranes are not the best. They tend to bend when you actually put them under pressure, which is kind of counter to the whole point of supports, if we're being perfectly honest. I do not know how true to life the crane physics are in this game, but I on a whole have been disappointed by them. They are... wrong way. They are in general very weak. Yeah, good enough. Alright, pack those up. But yes, I find the cranes generally quite weak. They can only actually lift things when they're at minimum extension. Stability is horrible. They weigh so much. I believe that these cranes are like 6 tons, whereas the cargo I'm carrying is like 2 tons a slot often. So I'm carrying 3 slots of cargo right there in the mid. Oh yeah, 8-wheel power. I can see why a lot of people sell everything off for one of the big 8-wheelers early on, because this just makes things so easy. I do think there is benefit to the struggle, but even I have my limits. I'm not terribly broken up about using Niskamas on this soft sand. I remember how long I got stuck on the sandbar over there. That one there. I got really stuck in it. I'm trying to remember what I was using at the time. Probably the Fleet Star. I'm very, very fond of the Fleet Star. Did so much work for me. You know what? Let's get this on the way back. It was either the Fleet Star or the GMC, probably, when I was doing these creek missions the first time, river missions. It's probably a river. This is big enough to be a river. And because there's no hitch points out here in these sandbanks, putting one of those early game trucks in here. Maybe 6-wheel drive, no mud tires yet, nothing to grab onto. Oh, I was stuck here forever, just trying to wiggle the wheels just so to try and get inches of movement, and often failing. Oh, that was a disaster. I will say, I do remember it should have been one of those two, the GMC 9500 or the restore frame, my bad. That cargo really quick. Or the International, because the first time I did this map, it took me forever to get that white Western Star. Now, as I was saying earlier about struggle sometimes being a worthwhile thing, the recovery of the white Western is definitely a story that will stick with me. Because I very much did, how would you say it, the most unoptimized route possible. Fixer upper, white Western Star, nice wide truck, very stable, definitely the heftiest thing you get here on the first map. Outside of the twin steer, but twin steer special. But great general use truck, got me through rest of Michigan, got me through Alaska really easy. I actually shelved it when I went to Russia the first time, because I felt it was too good. I wanted to give the other trucks some time to breathe. But love the white Western. How you get to it is you take this little route down through here. There's little rocks, little types go through the rocks here, cross the crossing, pick it up, and you can haul it right back up there. Of course, because it's a whitetail and you're towing it, it can get stuck in these rocks quite a bit. And I saw that when I first did this mission. I went, it is going to get stuck here. I don't have the massive power. I need to take a different route. This mission, I went, it is going to get stuck here. I don't have the massive power. I need to take a different route. And I learned this afterwards. My first run through has been semi-blind, but the attempt has been blind for the most part. Anyways, I learned afterwards that apparently if you have the right traction, you can get straight up the hill and through here. Much more open on this hill. You just need to get the right winch points, just the right angle, get a little bit of grip, and you can get up this hill. I did not know this the first time. So instead of going up the hill or through the rocks that I knew were going to be a problem, I went, you know what? There's another way up the hill over here. And I brought the white Western all the way along the side of the river and up here and stuck in these rocks instead. Just brilliant on my part. As brilliant as a lamp with a dead bulb. Because I very much got the White Western Star stuck in these rocks. And as you may notice, it's, if you get stuck over here, quick run around the road and down the hill. Even if you get stuck on the hill itself, pop through the trees up to the crown, and you can support your units that are stuck, your vehicles, your trucks. Over here, to get here from the garage, you either come tumbling down this narrow rocky path all the way into here, come through the bog off of the road over here, or go through this whole mess off of the road over here by the fuel station. And none of these are super convenient. So I had all of my trucks stuck in this zone trying to unstick each other, flip each other over, all kinds of mess. And it was such a trial that it was glorious when I finally got the White Western out. It was such an achievement. Great memory. Also another disappointment, because I brought a heavy crane to this spot right here, and because the White Western was stuck right below it, and I found out that my trucks aren't heavy enough to lift the White Western. So I quite literally was wedged against this tree, just holding, I think it was the GMC, vertically against that tree, while the heavy crane tried to find any purchase on the White Western. Oh, it looked awful. And it was awful. To be fair, it was very awful. But I did eventually get it out. I think I've tried to use a heavy crane one other time since then, and it just does not work. You need, well, you need a big 8x8. You need something heavy like this in order to actually keep a crane on the ground, in order to even use it. And even then, it's, the lift capacity of cranes in this game is not great. I know why I'm asking a lot. A lot of these vehicles are very heavy. I don't know. I'm just highly disappointed by the strength of the cranes in this game. Especially the heavy crane. It seems like your one choice for unbogging certain things when all towing has gone awry. It seems like the crane should be the thing that gets you unstuck. Oh my, that's all messed up. But it isn't. The crane is never the solution for unstuck trucks, or unsticking stuck trucks, rather. Because they just don't have the purchase. They don't have the strength. Restore that. Unpack, pack. So, if I could change one thing, it would be to make the cranes a little bit stronger so they actually do as you wish. Actually help you with things. Because otherwise, I mean, no matter how badly you're stuck, it's usually better to just get the biggest, heaviest truck you have and drag things out with a winch. Just shift into all wheel and say, nope, you're coming with me now. Anyways, so we got the concrete bags back. It's another mission done. And I should probably this is a test recording, so I'm going to cut it off here, and we will see how the audio came out. And we have audio. I might end up grabbing the TranStar. So I think my current setup is probably not going to be what actually gets done. I am recording volume. It's currently fairly close to my voice volume if I look at it, which I wasn't super happy with. Too far away. My bad. My bad. Oop, a little overshot there. Make do. Alright, cinch that up. I'm going to turn down on my end because it's very loud now. And we are going to start pulling this way. I'm going to go around the corner and see if I can find that GMC that needs repairing. Like I said, I believe that there is another 9500 to get patched up over here. I believe. I believe I can fly. Reach out and touch the sky. I believe I can soar. See me in at that open door. I might want to switch it down to low. Pulling a lot of wheels through the mud right now. Just a little low, and we'll try and tack up to the right side here. A little bit better soil. Don't want to waste all my fuel here. Wide turn around that tree. Try not to munch the Zetson. And I can cut through the stumps right up the hill here, avoid the giant mud hole. And get up there and gotta tweak the audio again, because I think the game's coming through real loud with this big turbo spooling up. Try not to munch the Zetson, I'm sorry. Alright. Start tracking it. Just repairs. Guess what? I have a service trailer. Which I am absolutely gonna bang, and it's gone. Gone. Can I get the Zetson? I cannot get the Zetson repaired from here. Alright, let's pull that one up. I should have seen if I could have scavenged fuel off of that truck before it disappeared. Yeah, I banged up the engine nice and good. Back to the Kamaz. Repair. Get the engine patched up again. Try not to drag the Zetson into any more stumps. Costly mistakes like that. I think I can just go through this mud. I am pulling a lot of wheels, but I've barely... Ooh. Yeah, we're going low. Barely had to... Okay. We're actually up to winching. It's new for this thing. Gotta test your limits, you know? Gotta test your limits. That's it. Okay, where are you stuck on? That's what I thought. Stuck on tree. No. Something's stuck. I'm not sure what on. Is it the trailer? I think the trailer was jammed on something. That's the problem with these deep holes is you can't actually see what's happening. There could be all sorts of hidden challenges under there. I just don't know what's going on. So yeah, we have learned this thing can actually get slowed down by water. Like deck height water. So keep that in mind. Otherwise I'm going to keep trucking. Easy there, Mustang. Easy there. Whoa, now there. Alright, we're going to do a quick swap back to the Zetson, get out of the corner here, and we are not going that way. We are going through the woods. SI gives people seizure warnings. This thing is wonderfully capable. But we're going to kick off to the right here. It's going to go up the ridge. I would love to have something like this. Ah! I spoke too soon. The moment I compliment you. The moment I compliment this truck. Just tries to bust a tire. Right now I'm going to kill the recording again and we'll go check audio. Alright, let's try this again. And I will try and speak at a more natural point instead of, you know, ruining my audio by trying to be quiet. It's not like anybody's listening. So we will try and balance that. I will bump back up the game audio a bit, going back up to minus 20-ish. I think I'm going to cut around again. So we're going to, on this lovely sunset, cut across the bog. It's not going to be a problem. I have a big old 8-wheel drive, and if it is a problem, there are plenty of down trees on this side. Which is lovely. 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 There it is. Wouldn't it be lovely? Lovely. 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 Yeah, shut up. I know I can't sing. But we picked up the TranStar. So we're going to latch onto that real quick, which is going to considerably hurt my performance. Come on. Good and low. All-wheel diff lock is all the time here in the Mustang, and we're just going to go for it. So we'll take this up the hill, sell it. Man, the thing digs in. try and use speaking louder to override the clickety-clack of the keyboard and compete with the compete with the game audio. And we'll just keep running like this. I think I might be getting the transfer stuck on something. I think I did. I should have gone around the trees. Should have gone around this patch and actually met up with the road. Well, done it now. Come on, baby. Let's go. Come on. Alright. Come on. Forward. I can't believe how bad I butchered this single job. Nope. There we go. Alright, route. Upgrade. Don't mind if I do. Wait your transfer, I'll be right back. Real careful, I think I can get rid of this thing. Ah, the scout. Which I'm not sure if I sold that one yet. Because I was using it as an emergency vehicle. I do like the Scout, and until I only just recently got multiple trucks bought. Because once again, I am buying trucks instead of unlocking them, trying to get new experiences with new vehicles. Especially since this is a modded playthrough. I want an excuse to try them all instead of just, default to either whoever's familiar or whatever's just the best. Although I will admit, getting an 8x8 this early might hamper that a bit. Definitely a lot more power than I'm used to. Come on. Stop spinning the tires and just pull forward. Yeah, I know it's dangerous water level for you. I'm also not using you, so I don't care. Come on, we gotta get some better dirt. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit of blue man luck. Anyways, this is another 20-minute recording just getting across this part because I took a terrible choice of turns. So we'll do another audio test and we'll move on from there. Alright, I think I can get back to the garage. That's a long trip still to go. Best shot I got though. Just do this, we can do it. We got this. I know it's 11 meters a minute. I only need to hold on for like 2 minutes. It's tarmac. It's easy. Easy peasy. Super convenient piezoelectric. Come on, don't slow down. Don't slow down. I lost 15 liters here. Start giving me actual power issues by the time I get to the top of the hill. You can see the UI shaking. It's not good. 10 to go. 9. I can make the hill, surely. I don't want to refuel halfway up the hill. Nope, I got power loss. Nope, we're done. Okay, well, that's that. We'll go back to Black River, pick up the GMC. Alright, well, off we go. Into the wild blue yonder, or the fairly dark night as it is. This thing is capable. It is not all-wheel drive, so you do kind of have to keep it moving. You cannot let those front wheels get stuck on anything. Still just audio testing. So I gotta make sure I'm still speaking over the level of the game, which I don't think I'm doing. I think I'm missing that. So, I need to learn to speak louder if I'm going to actually be heard over gameplay here, without turning down my audio enough to hear all the clickety-clacks. So, we are going to... I need to practice that. I need to practice. So, be loud, be energetic, keep it going smoothly. Hate these things. Wish they wouldn't respawn every time. Did that rear-wheel drive action there. Feel it scrapping for grip in the water once my wheels were already out on tarmac. I don't know. I really like having all-wheel drive on my stuff. I really do. I am not, skilled enough to always keep weight on the rear wheels kind of thing, as it is promoted. It takes effort. I'm not good at effort. Not terribly. Which is why I'll probably have all these audio tests sitting for ages without actually doing anything. Alright, refuel. We are taking from that one. Fill up the truck. Fill up the carrier. It's down to 500, so a few hundred more to go. We're getting close. Getting close. I'll probably be able to fuel up the Mustang and all that. And then drop off that small tank at Pastor's house in the dam map. And then come back and still have the space to take on that second tank. Get those two done, I can start unloading the other tankers for their missions. These are really good tires, you can just kind of feel them scrabbling. Because I'm hauling full trailer, I have very few drive wheels actually working for me. Gotta honk out the barriers. Just want to show them who's who. I had a really bad experience with those first playthrough, where I went through them over at the gas station there. Then we'll dip through the creek. Because the detour is terrible. Nobody ever takes the detour. Oh, we're getting squirrely. Stay on the gas. Yeah, the detour was terrible. So going through the creek every time, go through the barriers every time. And one of them, by pure chance, happened to, while getting pushed out of the way, swung underneath the truck. It was the Transtar. Not the Transtar. Fleet Star. But it swung in underneath the truck, and it suddenly decided it wanted to give resistance. And it tore out the fuel tank, burst 2 or 3 tires, messed up the suspension, just absolutely ruined it, just on a whim. So I live in fear of those stupid little barriers now. And it's a foggy morning on Smithville Dam. Good morning. So apparently I lied. I didn't just do the fuel swap and quit. I'm going to actually go and finish my... come on. Very slow steering on this thing. I'm going to do my refuel run just over the hill there. And then I'll pull it up at that point. Maybe even sell the Transtar, because, you know, I do that. I get locked in. I get too focused, too railroaded in my mind. That's how I am. I either can't focus whatsoever, or I am laser focused. Pretty sure that's ADHD or something. Pretty sure. But that's self-diagnosis. And that is a dangerous game to play. Not just because it's always cancer in the end. But no, I have known, still know, lots of people who do self-diagnosis for everything, and it's not just curiosity, it is hypochondria, and that can mess you up. It can really slow down your life when you're always worried that you're suffering from the worst possible outcome of everything. So I'm going to pull up nice and close here. And fueling. Up there, down there. There we go. Alright, get this thing around down here in the corner. Or not. I don't know. Where's the best place to turn? I think it's going to be cutting off the corner here, so around here. Try to keep out of the ditch. I said try and keep out of the ditch. Yeah. Not doing a good job of it. Anyways, get the GMC turned around. Going back up the hill. Like I said, very, very slow steering on this thing, so it's really easy to have it get loose. It's definitely capable. I will admit, the trying new trucks thing, kind of a bit cheating with this one. It does show up in the shop for free, so it's real easy to get. But yeah, I need another truck to run at times, so we're running it. Need another truck that wasn't the hip builder, which I'm sorry is just really flimsy in its basic setup. Mustang, there we go. Grab the transfer. Alright. Change truck, do the Transtar, go to the garage. Any customizations I can sell? Yep. Sell that. Retain, storage, sell. Put the truck down. Leave the garage. So I'm gonna get fuel picked up out of the creek. And the White Western. And then once we've got the White Western out, We can sell that one off and maybe pick up the diesel, but I don't know. I should at least try it. But that is a future me thing. We're gonna call it there. There. And by then we will definitely... spinning map. No. No. That. This isn't gonna work. Whoop. Oh, come on. Stop doing that. I like this map. I hate this map.